Hey Shelby Bells, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in for another video. In today's video, you guys, I did it. Despite how hard it was for me to watch some of this stuff, I decided I was going to toughen up a little bit, and I was going to watch a little bit more of the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial. And I was reading y'all's comments on my last video, and just the comparisons that it has to Moses and Trisha is really kind of crazy to me. And so I needed to find out for myself, right? So I needed to do a little bit more digging into this trial. It wasn't the easiest thing for me to watch. As you guys know, I am a survivor of things of that nature, so it definitely is a little bit triggering for me. But I decided that, you know, me talking about my experience, maybe comparing it to what's going on with them, and that kind of stuff helps people, and that's what I'm here. I would love to be able to help somebody on my channel. So if I have to watch something and maybe like kind of put on my big girl panties and like you know, be strong emotionally so I can report to you guys on something and possibly help somebody that's going through something, or say something that could potentially help somebody or help them heal, then I am all for it. So I did that, and that's what I want to talk about in today's video, just like how much it relates, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation, to Trisha Paytas and not only Moses Hacmon but her previous relationships as well. So if you're interested in hearing more about that drama, make sure that you keep on watching. Okay guys, so we're not going to spend too much time talking about the way that I look, because I get comments these days. They're like, you're so narcissistic, you just talk about the way you look in the first part of all your videos. I'm going to try and stop that, but I did flat iron my hair, and you guys know I normally have this big curly hair. I don't right now. I flat ironed it. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. I'm really embracing the blonde, and I like the straight blonde hair. I don't know, let me know what you think. But okay, so this morning when I woke up, I was shook, because the video I uploaded yesterday about Trisha Paytas and Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, it really wasn't doing too well. It was doing very average for, you know, my videos. But then I woke up this morning and it got a huge spike in views. It hit the algorithm somehow, and I got a lot more feedback on that video and a lot more comments. And a lot of you guys, the different perspectives I was hearing from these people that were new to my channel, and those of you that maybe are new subscribers and stuff from that, you were saying there's so many comparisons to the way that Moses, not even just Moses, but Trisha Paytas treats her exes, Jason Nash, Sean Wilt, Moses Hacmon, to the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation. And I was like, okay, what do you mean by that? And I realized the only way I was going to really see for myself what that comparison was to watch some of the footage from the trial myself. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Just honestly, like watching that footage and watching, it really is listening to the videotapes and stuff that they play, and like the audio recordings that they play, that's really, it's just hard to listen to, because me as a survivor of situations like that, it puts me back into this place of those conversations that I used to have with my ex, right? And it was very much situations where if I wanted to leave, it would be like the crying and the threatening to harm themselves, and like all of that was a major feature, and all of that. And it got me thinking there actually are a lot of similarities between the way that Trisha has treated her exes and the things we've heard her say in the past about, you know, her relationships, and what's being revealed in this trial with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. And a lot of you guys were also saying that it seemed like that they thought, at least, that, I guess, I don't know if this is true or not, like for a fact, you guys, this is all speculation, but that Amber Heard has been diagnosed with BPD-2, border personality disorder, like Trisha Paytas says she's been diagnosed with, or that said that they were diagnosed with in the past. So the similarities between these two women is just really uncanny, and I think that it's bringing about some good awareness that this type of thing can happen not only to women, but it can happen to men too, and it does happen to men. And I think that there's such a stigma around men, and like this kind of a thing and being tough and everything. I mean, it's just proven with that whole, like that last recording that Amber Heard said to Johnny Depp. She was like, hey, you know, like, say that you're a victim of this stuff as a man, you know, and see who believes you. And it really, it's kind of sick, but in a way it was like I understand where Amber Heard is coming from, because I don't. I think it's completely ridiculous, but there is such a stigma, and she's so right that there is. She knows there's a stigma, and she twisted that and used that to her advantage to do the thing she did to Johnny. And it's just awful, because I feel like men should have, or is just as likely to get caught up in these situations as anybody else, because it really, when it comes down to it, it becomes a mental thing more than anything, a mental and emotional thing than anything. When someone is, I can't say that word on YouTube without getting demonetized, so I'm gonna dance around the word, but when you're in that kind of relationship, there is a mental side to it that just tears you down and beats you down and beats you down. And, you know, I've seen, you know, in Mysterious's video that she put out a while back, you know, highlighting all the different relationships that Trisha's been in, she showed different facets of that kind of a thing, and it related to how my ex treated me, and it also relates to how Amber treats Johnny Depp, you know. And I think one example that comes to mind, at least relating myself to the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation, is a situation with the knife, you know, and saying like, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt yourself. Like, there was a situation where me with my ex, you know, that was very similar to that. And it was like, I had no intention of actually doing anything. It's more like when you're in that situation, you lose your mind, and you just get to this point of where you're just like, what do I have to do to get out of this? Like, how can I escape this situation? You know, and you're just like, well, maybe if they think I'm crazy, and maybe they'll just leave me alone. So maybe if I act crazy, then they'll leave me alone, you know? And I don't know if that's what Johnny Depp was doing in that. I don't know if he really wanted to harm himself or what, but that, if you guys know the clip I'm talking about, then you know. But just hearing like the conversations, and specifically also the ones where, you know, Amber's saying like, you know, you can't leave me, like, we have to work this out, like, you can't leave me, like, what about when you said this and that and the other, da, da, da. And that's what they do to trap you. That's what they do to trap you. They don't respect your need to have space. They don't respect your need to get away and to breathe and to process situations, because they know that if you have time to breathe and get away and process things, then you might realize that what's going on is not right. And then you could possibly, you know, decide to really leave. So they want to keep you trapped in that moment for as long as they can. And it's really, I've been in that situation more times than I would like to admit. It's not fun. It's not good. And it specifically reminds me of when Trisha was talking about the bruise that she gave Moses, when they were talking about that on that Frenemies episode. I think it was the first ever Frenemies, when they were discussing that situation. And Ethan was saying that Moses said he had broken up with Trisha temporarily because of the bruise that she gave him. And then Trisha was saying that they fought for, 14 hours or something, she said, about the keys, because he wanted to leave. Or what was it? Or the phone or the keys or something. They fought for 12 or 14 hours over literally keys or a phone or something. And it's so hard to talk about, you guys. I'm so sorry. It's really hard to talk about, but it takes me back to this place. And there are so many times, and I remember just like being so scared of my ex and what he was gonna do. And I was at the point where I told him I didn't want to be with him anymore, but we still lived together. And I remember this one time I was so like just scared of him that I didn't leave the house for some reason. I don't know why I didn't leave the house, but I locked myself in the bedroom, and he was just banging on the door, and it was so loud and it was so scary. I just wouldn't open the door. And then he would come back and he would start banging on the door. And then he came back, and then all of a sudden he was sticking kitchen knives through the door, trying to, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he was just stabbing kitchen knives through the door. And imagine if I was standing on the other side of the door, I could have gotten stabbed, but I was in the corner of the bed, like sobbing. But just being like, having to go through something like that changes you. Having to go through like those things, it changes you as a person. And it can happen to men and women. And because I think that, yeah, there's a physical aspect to it and everything, and that's awful and painful, but I think the thing that hurts the most is the mental and the emotional side of it. And that manipulation and the gaslighting. And it's really tough to get out of that. You know, I mean, people will say, well, why don't you just leave? Why didn't he leave sooner? He's probably scared. You know, she was probably threatening to harm herself if he left. Excuse me, I'm getting tongue tied here, but she was probably threatening to harm herself if he left. Trisha has been known to say that she's going to harm herself if so-and-so breaks up with her. Insert boyfriend name here: Jason Nash, Sean Vanderwilt, and Moses Hacmon. My ex said that, you know, at a certain point when I was really firm and I was like, hey, no, this is over. All of a sudden he was threatening to harm himself, you know, and that's really, it's really scary, because you're just like, well, then I don't want the loss of this person's life on my hands. This person's now threatening to do that because I don't want to be with them anymore. I don't want that on my hands. And you've seen the links that they'll go to, leaving bruises on your arm like Trisha Paytas did to Moses. Or we've seen Trisha hit Jason Nash in videos and stuff. You know, we saw Amber Heard threw a liquor bottle at Johnny Depp and his finger was chopped off because of that. Like, we've seen the links that these people go to. So how are we to believe they won't do the same thing to themselves? And it's just really hard. Anyway, I was just thinking about that, and there's really not like a huge purpose to this video except for that I just wanted to like share that, because it's an uncanny resemblance, these two women. And I guess just like the message is that, like, you guys remember, like, this kind of stuff doesn't just happen to women, it happens to men too. It happens to everyone. It can happen to anybody. And that if you are in a situation like that currently, just know there is a way out. You can get out, find someone that you trust, make an escape plan, and you can get out. Don't be afraid to involve the authorities, you know, and get out, you know, get out. There is life after that, which I think is really hard for a lot of women and men and people in general to recognize and realize in the moment that there is life in that. There was a certain point within my relationship that I was like, well, this is my life now. I'm going to be unhappy forever. This is it. And that's not it. There is so much life and so much good after you decide to end it and be brave. Everything you want is on the other side of fear, right? And that goes with everything in life, but in this particular situation as well. Everything that you want is on the other side of your fear. So if you can conquer your fear, then you can achieve so much. And it's not easy, you know, which is why so many people are stuck in these situations. But I think that this, hopefully what's going on with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard can be the motivation that somebody might need to use to get out of the situation they're in. Maybe hearing my story could be that. So that's kind of why I decided to make this video, even though it was kind of hard for me to watch enough of the footage. I needed to gather an opinion on this subject. I think it, in the end, will hopefully do somebody some good. So, I don't know, leave me your comments and stuff on all this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. And I think that's going to be it for today's video, you guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel down below. Don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified of all my future videos when they, I can't talk, when they do post. Remember, all Shelby bells ring the bell. You guys, I am so close to another huge milestone in my subscriber count on my YouTube channel. So subscribe to my channel, you guys. It would really mean so much to me. Help me get to that next big milestone subscriber count, and literally he would make my life. I never thought I would get to that point. So subscribe, you guys. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, if you liked today's video, YouTube should be suggesting a couple more down here for you to choose from. So I'd love it if you did that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.